Hello everybody, this is Mr. Danzel and we're going to be talking about Google Lesson 2, which involves Google Calendar and Google Drive. So let's start with Google Calendar. Pretty simple stuff here. So if you go over to the Google Apps button in your email, click on Calendar. And it's going to open up your school calendar, hopefully. So there we have it. Now, what we want to do on here is create an event. So you can either click on the calendar somewhere and it'll pop this up, or you can type some things in there, add it, and eventually you'll be able to edit it. I like to click on the calendar. So for example, let's say let's see, this Friday, maybe I'm going to go to supper with my wife. So type that in there. And I will edit the event. Okay, I can change how long that's going to last. Where we are going, maybe we'll go to the Bella Vita Bistro, which is pretty cool. I can repeat it. If I wanted to do that 3 nights in a row, I could do that, but that would be kind of weird for supper because we can't do that. And then notifications, this is the big one. So if I wanted to send an email to myself to remind me of that, I could do it, say 2 hours in advance. So maybe at 3 o'clock I remember, oh yeah, I'm going out to dinner with my wife. So I do that, click on save, and there's the event on the calendar. It's got a little clock on it showing that it is going to send me a reminder. But I actually don't want that on there, so I'm going to delete it. So that's how you create events in Calendar. Let's go back to our email and the Google Apps button. Next thing we're going to talk about is Google Drive. So Google Drive is an online storage location. You can, again, click on this and go to Drive. So I have all of my files saved in Google Drive. And ideally, we have them all in folders. That helps keep things organized. Now, I do have some things that are not in folders. I need to get those organized. Someday I will, hopefully. But to create a folder, you simply go to New and Folder. Very, very simple. You can name the folder right there. I'm not going to because I've got plenty of folders. But you name it, then click on Create. You can also create folders inside of folders. So, for example, if I went into this, let's go to Coaching. Inside of my coaching folder, I then have basketball, football, and tennis folders. And I think if I go into basketball, I've got a folder for 15-16, 16-17, and also Derby High School. So creating folders inside of folders is another great way to get organized. To organize files, so if I have some files outside of, outside of folders, I can just simply click and drag them into the folder. I don't want that there. I can also, if I open up a file, let's say I have a Google Doc open, I can move it by clicking on this folder and then selecting the folder that I actually want it to go into. Again, I can click on the folder and go in there and change it. Another thing that you may do occasionally is open up a file that I have shared with you, and I will ask you to make a copy of it. So a couple ways you can do that. If it's in your drive, you can right-click or two-finger click on it and make a copy, or you can open it up and go to File, Make a Copy. When you do that, you want to take out the words copy of, and then you can also put it in your drive wherever you want it. So if I wanted this in professional development, I would click on that and then select. So that's how you make a copy of a file. 2 more things about Google Drive. Number 1, Google Drive can be put onto your computer. If you look up here at the top of your computer, if you see this triangle icon, the Google Drive icon, that means it is on your computer, and that's where you want it. If it's not there, you may need to go to the Launchpad and click on Google Drive and sign in. Once that is done, this is going to allow us to save Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel documents. So, for example, if I go back to my Launchpad, if I open up a Microsoft Word document, it will eventually load up here. Okay, a blank document. Let's say I create the document. All right, so here's my Word document. If I go up to File, you probably can't see that, but if I go to File, Save As, I can then, okay, when you first do this, it may look something like this. You may even have to click on my computer over here. Anyway, but if you see this, all you got to do is click on this little arrow pointing down. Click on that, and it's going to give you some options over here. So you find your Google Drive. You can then decide which folders you want to save it in. So I'm going to save it to Word Processing. You can change the name, and then click on Save. Then, if you later want to access that document, you would go up to the top of your screen where the little Google Drive triangle is. Again, you may not be able to see that. But we click on it, we go to Open Google Drive Folder, and then we can go access our files wherever they may be saved. That is Google Lesson number 2, Calendar and Google Drive.